Welcome to Weiss on Film. On each episode of Weiss on Film, we're going to take an everyday approach to movie reviews. Why don't you go over and get yourself some refreshments? There you go. And then we're going to head over to the screening room. All right, you got everything? Are we ready? Let's get into the screening room and get ready to see what we have in store this time on Weiss on Film. Tortured by a narcissistic boss, this person is ready to see if there's life outside the shadow of his employer. This time on Weiss on Film. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to Weiss on Film, your movie show. We're so glad you dropped by the screening room with us today to join us for this episode. And hey, if you're enjoying the program, would you do us a favor? Leave us a rating. We'd greatly appreciate it. You can listen to more episodes of Weiss on Film by going to weissonfilm.com. Very easy, weissonfilm.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook. Just go to Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Weiss, W-Y-C-E, Weiss on Film. Facebook.com/Weiss on Film. All right. So let's get ready. What we got in store for you in the screening room today? Well, Renfield, a tortured aide to his narcissistic boss, Dracula, is forced to procure his master's prey and do his every bidding. However, after centuries of servitude, he's ready to see if there's life outside the shadow of the Prince of Darkness. It's all in store for us this time on Weiss on Film. We're going to let you listen to the screener and talk about it right after this.
Are you okay? I need to get out of a toxic relationship.
Why don't you start by telling us what brought you here?
My boss, he's different.
You can't get him out of your head.
No.
I need your assistance.
I'm coming, Master! Oh, you feel like he could destroy you with the snap of his fingers.
Wouldn't even need to snap.
Okay.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, what?
Renfield, bring in innocent victims. I want a handful of nuns, a busload of cheerleaders.
And I just want a normal life again. But this modern world is a dangerous place.
Thank you. You saved my life. Did I watch you cut a guy with a decorative serving platter?
It's all in the wrist.
Let me explain.
My boss gave me this power. In return, I tend to his needs, including care, feeding.
You bring in people to eat? You're like the guy that gets the villain's Postmates.
But if you were to stop focusing on his needs, what would happen?
He won't grow to full power.
Exactly. He won't grow to full power. What? That's so weird. Why would you phrase it like that? But yes. Hi. Are you here for the meeting? Well, come on.
No!
Some call me the Dark One, others the Lord of Death. To most, I am Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
Now, let's eat.
And there you go. There's the trailer for Renfield, starring Nicolas Cage, amongst others, released. It is considered a comedy / horror movie, but it stars Nicholas Hoult as well as Renfield, Ben Schwartz as Tuerd Lobo, Jenna Cannell as Carol, Brandon Scott Jones as Mark, and I enjoyed this movie. Let me just start off and say that it was sassy, it was witty, lots of action, of course, CGI action, as in most of these newer movies nowadays. It had a budget of $65 million. So far, it's made $25.6 million, distributed by Universal Pictures this year. And I found it actually thoroughly enjoying. It also brings about, talks about how, that toxic relationship between Renfield and Dracula. And I kind of found it funny and entertaining. Now, unfortunately, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's only getting a 58%. I don't know if some folks out there thought this was supposed to be taken seriously, but it's satirical. And Nicolas Cage does an excellent job playing Dracula. He's funny, he's witty. I mean, Nicolas Cage pulled it off beautifully, even with all the makeup and prosthetics and what have you. But he just molds himself into this role, and he really does well in it. I mean, it allows Nicolas Cage to be, let's say, Nicolas Cage. How's that? It's just amazing, how he just throws himself into the role. A little bit of trivia for you. Despite a history of turning down non-leading roles in studio films, Nicolas Cage signed on to play Dracula. It was a lifelong dream of his to portray the legendary figure. There are some goofs in the movie. One of them is when Renfield splits the thug in half on a railing in one scene. You can see afterwards he's back in one piece. So, oops, somebody in the editing booth, they dropped the ball on that one. There's some great quotes in this movie as well. One from Mark. What if you stopped focusing on his needs, as we heard in the trailer? What would happen? Renfield says, he won't grow to full power. Mark comes back and says, exactly, he won't grow to full power. Wait, what? That's so weird. Why would you phrase it like that? But yes. So, there's comedy in it. There's satire. If you like action and, CGI fight scenes and that, you'll enjoy this, just except for the couple of goofs, but it's gory, but it's endearing, and it's comedy horror. I guess that would be the genre, a horror film that's comedy or a comedy horror film. Renfield's, it's a lot of fun. It's a fast-paced 90-minute romp that, that's diversions from its core idea are still funny, and they never are on screen long enough to derail it. I mean, underneath all the unapologetically over-the-top gore is a really heartwarming story about understanding and appreciating your own self-worth. I guess that's the best way to sum it up. But, it's fun. It's a nice romp. Definitely not for the youngsters and not for the kids, okay? It's funny, too, that the actor who plays Renfield, Nicholas Hoult, Hoult, reminds me of Hugh Grant, just in his mannerisms and how he speaks with that, I believe it's almost like a British accent. But he reminds me a lot of Hugh Grant, and with his stammering a little bit. But it's endearing to the film, and it very, very well works within this genre. So, I mean, Renfield is a fun romp. It's definitely for adults and not for children. It is rated R, and like I said, it's about 90 minutes long, just a little bit over 90 minutes long on this one. But it's fun. I mean, it's just one of those ones, suspend disbelief. If you just want to have some laughs, watch some action stuff, and just, forget about life for a while and kick back and relax. Renfield is definitely going to be one I think that you're going to enjoy. Despite, we're going to give Renfield our seal of approval this time on Weiss on Film, okay? So check out Renfield. I'll put a link to the trailer in the description of the podcast for you, as well as a link to our website. And remember, for more episodes of Weiss on Film, you can go to Weiss on Film directly, weissonfilm.com, or go to purplepitstudios.com. And hey, while you're at purplepitstudios.com, why not check out some of the other podcasts we offer as well? That's all we have for on this episode of Weiss on Film. We truly appreciate each and every one of you, our listeners. I'm going to go clean up the screening room, and until next time, I'll save you some popcorn.